Hello everybody, this is Khashir. Welcome to my new tutorial series on pick and run game. The game made by Python and Turtle, and what we're going to need is some standard libraries like Turtle Time and Random and Mixer from Pygame. So the only thing you might need if you already don't have it on your system is Pygame. So if you don't have it, just use pip install pygame or any other method you prefer. Straightforward, I'm going to import our modules and after write some constant and set up the screen, and after we are going to write some classes. So I hope you're already familiar with some basic concepts of Python and game developing. Alright, so before we start, I'm using gedit. I'm in a Linux environment, but you can pick whatever you want. Import turtle time random from pygame, import mixer. Let's create some constants because our game would be tile-based game. So we need to have tile size equal 20, we need to have width equal 20 and height equal 20. Let's set up our screen. So screen equal turtle.screen. We are using screen method. Screen.setup width and the height of our screen and the position of the screen on the monitor, which we are putting on the 0. It means in the top left corner is the top left of our screen box or screen I don't know, whatever you want to use it, screen box actually. So screen dot bg color background, we use light gray, and the last thing, screen dot tracer, which is basically the refresh rate. When you're setting the screen tracers lower, the refresh rate will be higher. It means you don't see as much as normal that you should see the drawing on the screen. So you think the animation goes smoother. So let's save our code and I'm going to try to run it. My script is main.py. You can name it whatever you want. So Python 3 main.py, and you might not see it, but it was popping up and disappearing because same as in Pygame and also in tkinter, which is GUI programming. These sort of programs are event-driven programs. It's like constant interaction between user and the program. So we need to have a constant loop. Before we use our main game loop, we need to set up some basic and the default loop. So here in Turtle we normally do turtle.main loop. Alright, and save it, and I go down and run it, and as you see we have our screen up and running. Later on we are going to change the Turtle main loop with our new main game loop. Alright, so let's some comment here. Our constants here will be constants setup screen or screen setup, and this is our game loop or main loop for now. And what else we need to have, and let's initiate the mixer.init, what we import here in second line here. So this mixer init is going to take care of our sounds. Alright, the other thing, we need to have something similar to frame per second in Pygame, and here I'm going to mimic that concept by tick equal 0.2, and this 0.2 will be our sleeping time, and I'm going to explain it later on. So, but for now, let's start with creating our grid. Let's create our first class, and comment here, class for drawing a grid, right? Let's say class, what we call it, I call it pen, and it will inherit from turtle.turtle, and we are going to have done through init method, define init itself, and here we need to initiate the parent class as well, or superclass. So turtle.init self as well. Okay, actually I don't have auto indentation here, so I'm going to need to do it manually. Kind of forgot. Alright, so let's create our attributes here. Self.pen up and self.pen color. Our pen color will be black, of course, for now. And self.shape, and will be square, and self.shape size, it is tile size, as we have it there as a constant, tile size, divided by 20. Alright, and self.field color will be light gray. You can give it some sort of just edgy with the same surface color as our background. And self.speed is speed of drawing, and self.set position will be -280 and 280. Alright, this is our first class, the pen class, and we can use it for many things, but actually I prefer to create and use different class for different objects. For example, one class for drawing the grid, one class for drawing the walls, one class for drawing the mobs, because we are going to use turtle clean to clean and during our animation. And if we are going to we want to use same class and just create different objects from the same class, the turtle clean is going to clean everything we create from that class as an object, so it's not gonna work for us that way. So here down here I'm going to create pen as an object, pen equal pen, and now we set up screen tracer for 0, screen dot tracer is 0, and for that we need to actually we don't need it here actually. So let's delete this line and change screen tracer up to 0, so we don't need to have it twice. So we don't need it here. So now we are going to use a simple for loop to draw our grid. So for I in range of height, and for I in range of width, we are going to use stamp method, pen.stamp, and one thing I need to add here, we need to have a list. Let's call it grid, and grid it will be a list. All right, and we need to use this list to keep a track of our all tiles. All right, but during the game I will explain it more. So we have our for loop here, for I in range of the height, for I in the range of the width. It's like a double loop, or we have our nested loop here for I in range of height and range of width, and we are going to stamp. All right, and every time we stamp grid, which is our list, grid dot append dot position, so we can keep a track of our grid. And after pen dot forward as a tile size. Back pen dot back tile size multiply by width. So we are trying to make a grid using a for loop. Pen dot right by 90 degree and pen dot forward the size of the tile size. So I'm not going to go in depth with explanation, because I assuming you have enough understanding of game developing and you watch my other videos, which you can find in my channel. I have other videos with same concepts, and I explain it much more in detail, so you can check out those videos. I'm trying to make this video as fast as possible. Pen dot left 90 degree and pen dot height turtle. Okay, so this is our initiation. Like, it's going to create our first layer of the game, which is our board, and our board is a grid shape. And when we create this grid, we are going to keep a track of all these positions inside the grid list. So later on we are going to use it, but let's check out how it's going to work for now. Turtle model has not attributed turtle, so there is some typo here. Attributes a lot. So that's self turtle, the turtle. What is wrong here? There is turtle dot init self, and top of it we have turtle. The turtle, we have it as superclass, so module turtle has an attribute turtle. Okay. Right, it was a typo. So as you see, we have our grid. Now if I want to show you how this for loop works, actually we can change this tracer. Maybe we can put it on 1, and we can also come down here and speed of the drawing we put it 1. Save and run the game. See, this is how our for loop is drawing the grid. But we don't want to see this slow animation, and if it's going to take this long every time we are going to run the game, it's not going to work for us. So I'm going to bring back our speeds to normal, 0 here, and also the tracer should be 0. Save the game, I run, and voila. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is create another class. Alright, I call it let's call it class pen2, because we are going to use it for walls. So I'm going to comment here for walls, or I don't know what we call it there, class for drawing the grid. Okay, I'm going to write here class for drawing the walls. So here is it. Same as before. We can actually copy paste this, but no, I don't like copy pasting that one. So class pen 2, and again turtle dot turtle, which is our superclass, and our init method fine, or thunder init self, and here we have turtle dot init and self, and again self dot pen up, self dot pen color is black, pen color is black, and self dot shape of course is square, self dot shape size is tile size divided by 20, and self dot speed or fill color first. Self dot fill color will be black, because these are our walls, not black. And self dot speed again will be 0, and self dot set position will be same as starting point 0 minus 280 and 280. So they are starting on top left corner. Oh. Okay. Now let's create our second object for drawing the walls. Pen2 equal pen2 class, and pen2 dot color. Let's change it to white. We could change it also inside our class, but whatever. Okay, and don't be so sensitive about this stuff. Pen2 dot fill color will be black. So we will give our bricks some sort of white edge. Now what we need to do, what we need to do. Actually, in this part, I wrote another helper program, and I think I explained it in other videos, that you can create some sort of vals and save those vals as a list to your code. But I'm not going to go for to explain that part, so I'm just going to copy what I have as a list of bricks and paste it here. So I copy, and under the grid I'm going to paste it here, and I will put the link for these files in the description line under the video. Alright. Actually, this can be your design. You can design however you want. No difference. And here we are going to use another for loop for creating our vals. So I'm going to write here for val in vals, which is our list of vals, as you see. For val in vals, pen 2 dot go to val, and pen 2 dot stamp. That's it. Okay. And actually we have a list of vals here, so we know later on we can use these positions for like in logical or game logic. We can write some sort of if statements that the enemies or the player, they can't go through the walls. Okay, save this, and here run the game. Okay, there's some typo. Name pen2 is not defined. Yes, pen2 is not defined. Where is it? Pen2. Yeah, because it should be capital. My mistake. Again, another typo. Tile size. Yeah. Line 53. Size. I hope this is the last one. Alright, you see? Now we have two layers, the grid layer and the val layer. Again, if we want to see the process, let's just check, change the tracer to 1, see how it's going. Okay, this is better, faster, but not that fast, so we can see the process. You see, this is all drawing. As I said, now we have our grid, the map, and we have the vals, and we are taking care of the keep a track of the grid here in grid list, and keep a track of our vals or bricks in our vals, which is the list. Alright guys, so I think this is enough for this part, and I'm going to continue coding this game in the next video. Thanks for watching, and I see you guys in next video.